Everyone was partying like it was the 1920s at Oheka Castle in Huntington recently. The Gold Coast Era Mansion hosted a 1920s-themed North Shore Long Island Mansion revival party, coinciding with a joint county resolution to promote local history.
Today we're here to honor the mansions of yesteryear that are on the Gold Coast of Long Island. And both myself as the Suffolk County Clerk and Maureen O'Connell as the Nassau County Clerk have declared the month of May as Long Island History Month in both Nassau and Suffolk counties. And we go back to the Great Gatsby and the Gold Coast as it was known.
By touring these mansions, you can really understand the culture of the Gilded Age, and it also reminds us of our history. You know, many famous families resided in these homes, and you know, the Carnegies and other famous families throughout New York's history that we can learn about by touring some of these homes that they lived in, and we learn about what their contributions were to the economy, to society, to the growth of the industrial age here in New York particularly. So it's a great tourist attraction. It's rich in culture, rich in history, and I encourage all families to participate.
The party was also an occasion to launch the Long Island Historic Mansions and Sites Alliance's new website, historiclongisland.com.
We are reviving history. That's what's really exciting today, that we're not only uniting all the Gold Coast mansions and historic places on Long Island, but that we're letting the world know about it, and so that we can retain the history and people can learn about the architecture, the craftsmanship that went into these estates, the people that built these estates and lived in these estates, who were the movers and shakers of their day.
Along with representatives from these famous historic sites, some famous Long Islanders showed up who care about the topic of historical preservation. One such person was author Nelson DeMille.
And I think, if for no other reason, it's a conservation effort. And it's a good conservation effort. Besides the obvious thing that it's historical, this is part of our history. And then when people come here from other parts of the world, and I have a lot of foreign visitors coming in, I always bring them here. They have to make a tour of the Long Island mansions, and they love it. And they associate with it mostly through literature, because they've all read Gatsby, and they understand the Gold Coast of Long Island through my books and through other books. So they're seeing history the way when we go to Europe, we see history. They're seeing history here, and we're a young country. We don't have a lot of history the way the Europeans do, but this is part of our history, and I think it's really important that it should be preserved.
Most of the mansions and historic sites are open to the public and are active event venues for people to experience what life was like on Long Island in the past.
What we need are living museums. We need places interspersed all over the area that are still active, so people can walk out their door and see something in their own neighborhood and get a feeling for what it was like 100 years ago.
So I think we can all say we all have a passion for these buildings and these houses, and I just think it's so wonderful that they can finally be united, and with the Long Island History Month, we can be reminded of this every year and all have something to work forward to and keep promoting the website and really build something, a destination for both history and a destination for both tourism and business, and really keeping the rich history alive.
Museums and other institutions that are interested in history really need, in these tough economic times, to think together, to look outside of the box, to collaborate not only with other nonprofits but businesses as well to help preserve our past. And there's certainly been a synergy that comes together when you get a group of people in the room that each are passionate about their own little corner of the Gold Coast, for example. But as they get together, there's relationships being formed, and we are really very much more successful being part of a larger initiative. And we're able to bring a lot more history to the people of Long Island by helping to direct them to where they can go to learn more.
For more information, you can check out the group's website at www.historiclongisland.com. In Huntington, Chris Calora, Huntington Patch.